Hello, Field Sales. So today's video, we're going to go over some observations, best practices that we captured during the end of Q4. So the end of last year was all crazy. We captured a bunch of things that we're going to go through. I have Lindsay here to help me go through this. Again, I didn't want it to be only me in videos. You guys are going to get very bored very quickly. All right, Lindsay, you're up first.
All right, so first on the list, run deals in parallel. So instead of waiting to the end of the quarter, try and get your deals out and structured, send them to contracts and legal for review. That way they can resolve any issues before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, you don't have to wait. Send them in early, get them reviewed. All right. Just because we did something in the past doesn't mean we're going to do it in the future. And I'm very serious about this. Everybody knows all the stuff that went on last year. We don't want to continue that, and we had some bad practices, so we're changing that. Specific example, I was talking with a rep, and what they did is they took an old contract, just changed the dates, and tried to get it signed. And then it was sort of this back and forth on, well, this contract was valid before. I totally understand that, but everybody needs to be aware that we have new rules, we have new guidelines that we have to follow. So what we did in the past is not the future.
All right, legal reviews, only legal issues. So just because it's gone through the legal approval process and you have the approval stamp, it only means that they've looked at the underlying terms and conditions. It doesn't mean that they've looked at product feasibility, your pricing, any of those other issues. So make sure that you do get all of those approved separately in a separate track, since legal only reviews legal issues.
All right, auto renewals. This has come up a couple times. We have a lot of deals out there that just keep renewing, and they don't have an annual increase. That's kind of crazy. Every company increases prices over time, right? So if you have an auto renewal coming up, you need to look at it and think about, all right, do we have a price increase that we can put in there? So it should have a price increase, right? We have deals out there that have been 5 years at the same pricing. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So review all of your auto renewals, and they should have a price increase.
All right, so for multi-year deals, the standard practice right now is you create a separate opportunity for every out year of that opportunity. What we're going to do now is have you close all of those opportunities when you first close it, so that Ralph and the deal desk only has to review them once. You don't have to go back and try and get them through years.
You don't have to review your out years.
Yeah, so just get them all done, closed up at once. So that'll help
Streamline that process. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
All right, so Sales 101, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I got to bring it up because I definitely see this a lot. Don't lead with discounts, right? We need to determine all of the standard T's or all of the T's and C's that we're going to agree to before we start talking about discounts. A couple times I know have come up with, we've changed the pricing, we've changed the invoicing terms or whatever, and then you get pushback from me saying, well, hey, did you adjust the price to account for the change in the invoicing term? So try and get all your T's and C's done before you start talking discounts, all right?
Okay, contracts can't escape. What this means is they all have to go through the approval process. Like we said before, even if it's been, a renewal that you've already had approved the year before, like they still all need to go through that approval process again. Right,
so we had a couple instances where someone went and got a contract signed and then threw it into the queue for review. That's out of order. It has to be reviewed before it gets signed. All right. Contracts have to equal delivery. You've heard me talk about this a couple times where the contract has to match the opportunity, has to match what we deliver. You cannot, in the contract, agree to something that we don't have, right? And they have to equal the delivery component. Otherwise, you start talking about side deals, right? Where we all know that those are out of bounds, right? So anything that we've agreed to has to be in the contract, or anything that we're delivering has to be in the contract. There can't be anything outside of that.
All right, so no backdating. So if you have a contract that gets signed on January 1st of the new year, it counts towards that year. There's no backdating on opportunities. You have to go with the signature date. So
yeah, if your contract is signed by the customer after a quarter ends, it's going to count in the new quarter. We can't foot wedge them or kick them back the other way. Pretty straightforward, but there were definitely some conversations around that, so that's out of bounds. All right, closed equals closed, and what we're saying here is, again, when we send out notices and we try and push everything through to get it closed by the end of the quarter, this is really saying once we close and lock Salesforce, we can't make any changes, right? There were definitely some conversations like, oh, can you go back into Q4 and change this, change that? We can't change the past. Once we closed and locked it, it's done. Now we can do adjustments in the current quarter, right, to try and account for things, but just understand, once we've closed it down, that's it.
All right. So rev share equals net booking. So anytime we have revenue share with a partner, we are booking that net value, not the gross value of the deal.
Right, in the past we booked the gross, now we're only booking the net. So if you have a 50-50 rev share, your opportunity in Salesforce is going to be 50% of what that contract is, because that's the part that's going to Comscore, and we really want our CV values to align to our revenue values. All right. No email delivery. So email, per finance, email is not considered a valid evidence of delivery mechanism, right? So you can't use email to deliver and expect that to count.
And then we just can't track it very well. So.
Right. All right.
All right, so movie deals, contact Ron. So if you are not on the movie team and you are selling a movie deal, make sure you contact the movie team. They have very specific set of contract terms that cannot be changed or altered, so make sure that you're working with them for those types of deals.
All right. That's a lot of information. We try to go through it fairly quickly and concisely. We'll keep doing these and capture some of the best practices and things that come up as we go. Thank you very much, and have a great day. I totally forgot. The prize word, lemonade.